Hey guys, this is Derek Duplessis, host of Purpose Rockstar. It's a podcast where we interview people who found purpose in their career in all kinds of fields. This interview is with Linda Mornell, founder of Summer Search. It's an awesome program I know a lot about because I was in it myself in 1997. And it really helps folks from low income backgrounds dramatically change the trajectory for their lives. And we talk about how she started this organization in middle age, right around 45. And now, 25 years later, it's an awesome organization with 7 sites across the country. It's really a touching story. It got a little personal. So I think you'll enjoy this one.
Purpose Rockstars, let's do this.
Linda Mornell, are you ready to rock?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, Linda, I want to thank you so much for being on this show.
I feel privileged that you asked me, Derek. We've been friends for a long time.
Indeed.
So I'm excited about it.
Yes, I'm excited as well. I'm looking forward to learning a lot myself. Well, we're going to go through your personal journey, and we're going to talk about your work now with Summer Search and the mission of Summer Search, and we're going to go into a lightning round. But before we do any of that, what I'd love to get from you is one of your favorite success quotes, something that really means something to you or that's a mantra.
My favorite success quote. I think it was Shakespeare that said, "Act well thy part, for therein all the pleasure lies."
Say more. What does that mean to you personally, and how's that sort of played out in your life?
I think put your all into what you do, and that's where the pleasure comes. That's where the success comes from. That's where that's how you feel good about yourself.
Gotcha. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that, and I think all the Purpose Rockstars appreciate the quote. Now, if you could just take some time, take us through your journey, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you grew up, and tell us a little bit about how you got to the point where you started Summer Search.
All right. Well, that's a big question. I'll do my best.
Sure.
I grew up on a farm in Indiana, and I didn't have many opportunities as a child. My father had a gambling problem, so whenever we accumulated any resources or money, they would tend to just sort of melt away and disappear. So when it came time for college, there was no money, and I did what so many of the farm girls in Indiana did in those days. I went to a 3-year nurses training program at Methodist Hospital in Indianapolis, and I got my RN and actually a BS degree from that program, and it cost all the cost for 3 years was $1,200. So I feel very fortunate, and it's also something that I loved. I love nursing. I was always interested in psychiatric nursing. When I graduated, I left Indiana on a Greyhound bus and came to San Francisco. I'd never seen the ocean. And I got to say, I don't think I look back very much. I love the city. I was always interested in psychiatric nursing. So I got a job at the Neuropsychiatric Institute of the UC, University of California Medical Center. And that was a lucky break for me. It was a pretty competitive job. There I met my husband, and he was getting his training in psychiatry, and we had 3 kids. And I was home for a number of years, and then I joined him in his private practice, his counseling practice, with my own counseling of predominantly adolescents and families. I was always interested in the developmental stage of adolescence. So I guess if there was an aha moment, we made the decision. Our kids went to a local grade school and didn't get a very good education. We made the decision to put them in a private school. And they were several years behind their peers who'd been in private school their whole lives. It was a school in San Francisco. I would say 80% of the richest kids and 10 to 15% of the poorest kids in the city, with a smattering of middle-class kids like ours were. It was seeing that disparity between the very rich and the very poor who were there on scholarships that I think triggered the idea. My own kids also got their confidence back by doing something challenging in the summer. They all three did Outward Bound. My son did National Outdoor Leadership School. He also participated in a community service program in Haiti. This was before the country fell to pieces, before baby Doc left. Worked in the mountains of Haiti at 17, which I think really shaped his character and values in a permanent way. So having my kids having these opportunities, my middle daughter was a bit of a princess and did not want to do Outward Bound. We forced her to do it, and she got a tremendous amount out of it in terms of building her confidence. Having those opportunities and having them be at the school where so many of those kids did these unbelievable things in the summer, and the scholarship kids tended to not have any choices. So if there was an aha moment, it was sort of seeing that and thinking, well, why shouldn't poor kids, high potential poor kids, have the chance to do programs like my kids are doing and the rest of the kids at university are taking for granted. So that's how it started. It was in 1990. 14 students from high schools all over the city, several of them from university, went on programs all over the world. That was the first step.
Very cool.
You know, there's more to that interview. Yeah, more. And you can find all of it at purposerockstar.com. Link is right there. Yeah, right there. Yeah, right there. So it's really, really awesome that you can go to purposerockstar.com. If you're one of those on-the-go Apple people, you can check it out on iTunes. There's the link. And for my non-Apple people, I'm going to make sure there's a link on Stitcher somewhere next to me. So you got iTunes, Stitcher, and purposerockstar.com. Tell your friends, tell your family. We're on Twitter and Facebook, and somehow we'll be on LinkedIn. I don't know. But at least we'll be on Twitter and Facebook. And one final favor. Pursue your purpose. It needs you.
I think what began to drive me is I saw how well the kids did, how enormously helpful this program was. It was just an idea in the beginning. It seemed like a good idea, and I was sort of fumbling through it. But I saw kids grow so much, and it became such a passion for me.